As a nation, are you completely independent if your sovereignty is in the hands of another country, or would you rather have another nation take charge of your security if you are going to mess up as a president? This is the reality of the Adama Barrow government. With poverty accelerating, inflation and unemployment at an all-time high, and people dying carelessly in our hospitals, it makes more sense to him to hand over his security to another nation rather than the Gambian people who will always find a way to uproot him. One of the most surprising aspects of the cooperation between the Gambia and Senegal is their military forces. Normally, the cooperation between Senegal and the Gambia is through ambitious shared infrastructure projects. Despite historical tensions, both countries have made significant strides in developing joint projects to boost regional connectivity. A prime example is the Senegambia Bridge, inaugurated in 2019, which spans the Gambia River and links northern and southern Senegal via the Gambia. This bridge has not only facilitated smoother trade and travel but also symbolizes a new era of collaboration, reducing travel time and enhancing economic integration between the two nations. This is what people are used to seeing before the military operation came about, which saw the continued presence of the Senegalese forces around the Gambian sovereignty at the expense of the Gambian armed forces. The whole presence, or the existence of the Senegalese forces in the Gambia was truly unprecedented. In December 2016, the Gambia faced a significant political upheaval when then-President Yahya Jammeh refused to step down after losing the presidential election to Adama Barrow. The then-president formally accepted defeat by accepting the results of the 2016 presidential election shortly before making a U-turn rejecting the result. This situation prompted fears of a potential civil conflict. To address the crisis and ensure a peaceful transition of power, ECOWAS intervened by deploying troops to the Gambia. This force, known as the ECOWAS Mission in the Gambia, ECOMIG, included a significant contingent from Senegal, given the country's proximity and vested interest in regional stability. Senegal has played a leading role in ECOMIG. At its inception in January 2017, ECOMIG was composed of approximately 7,000 troops from various West African countries, with Senegal contributing the largest number of soldiers. The Senegalese forces were instrumental in securing key installations in the Gambia and providing security for President Adama Barrow, who had temporarily taken refuge in Senegal during the height of the crisis. Despite his departure and the return of President Adama Barrow, they still maintained their presence until today under the command of the Barrow administration. Currently, Adama Barrow is unwilling to let them go as he doesn't trust the Gambian armed forces. But why would Adama Barrow not trust his own sovereign military power? This is the million-dollar question. The presence of Senegalese forces in the Gambia under the flagship of the then-President Macky Sall had continued onto the recently newly elected pastef regime of Senegal. But what's going to be the fate of the Senegalese forces in the Gambia now that the pastef regime has taken power? Are they likely to be withdrawn by the pastef regime? Well, let's take a look at what the pastef regime is saying. Bassirou Diomaye Faye, the newly elected president from pastef, has committed to fulfilling his campaign promise of withdrawing Senegalese troops from the Gambia. According to reports during the campaign, about 85% of his supporters cited this promise as one of the key reasons for their vote. This has highlighted the critical role this issue played in the election victory of the newly elected pastef regime, as per Global Voices. Clearly, the withdrawal of Senegalese forces was one of the promises the pastef regime had made in the first place. Now, they are in power, they have to stick to their promise, especially in an issue which is wanted and promoted by the Senegalese people themselves. But let's have a look at what the pastef founding father and a pro-Pan-African leader Ousmane Sonko said before being elected into power. But first, this is a humble request to please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to the African Pacific YouTube channel, where we look at the affairs of the motherland that are often ignored by the mainstream media. Please show your support by liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. For starters, the founder of the pastef regime, Ousmane Sonko, once questioned the very existence of Senegalese forces in the Gambia. In fact, he doesn't believe in having foreign military bases in another country without a legitimate reason. Because of this, Ousmane Sonko questioned the very existence of Senegalese forces in the Gambia, as well as the French forces in Senegal. Before the pastef regime came into power, the leader Ousmane Sonko was noted to have mentioned that the Senegalese forces in the Gambia would be withdrawn when they come into power. Now that he is in power, this move of withdrawing the Senegalese forces from the Gambia, as well as the French forces in Senegal, is still lying on the table, with reports suggesting that the pastef regime will be very likely to recall or withdraw Senegalese forces from the Gambia, as they have seen no legitimate reason why they should remain there. There are ongoing discussions on the potential removal of French forces from Senegal, with reports also suggesting that the French will remove their forces from Senegal to other French-friendly African countries. While the main focus of the pastef regime is on the removal of French troops from Senegal, the removal of the Senegalese troops from the Gambia is also a great possibility, as highlighted by France 24. In recent years, Senegalese soldiers have faced significant threats within their own territory. It is high time for the Senegalese forces to channel all their attention and resources into these threats from the notorious MFDC paraphernalia. They need to focus on these threats and deal with it once and for all. This has much more significance than just loitering in the Gambian premises, one Senegalese national said. What do you think about this? Comment your thoughts in the comments section below. In 2022, 2 soldiers were killed, and 9 were initially reported missing during an operation against illegal timber trafficking linked to the MFDC separatist group. 4 soldiers were later confirmed dead and 7 were taken hostage by the rebels, as highlighted by the defense post. The Senegalese military has approximately 17,000 personnel. Despite its modest size, it maintains a robust presence in the Gambia, emphasizing the strategic importance of regional stability and the fight against separatist movements like the MFDC. This is a polite request to please like this video and subscribe to the African Pacific YouTube channel. Thank you so much, much appreciated. In conclusion, the affairs of a sovereign nation are always independent, making them take care of their own day-to-day running of their country. With another nation taking charge of your sovereignty, little can be said about your country being an independent state and the dynamism of your armed forces. Is there any legitimate reason why Adama Barrow should not trust his own armed forces? Comment down below. He shouldn't be worried about him being dethroned, considering the fact that he said he is doing well for the Gambian people. If this is not the case, then he knows deep down that he is not doing well. This is the end of this video. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
Apa